Painting from the Loam here, and welcome to my second hobby vlog. In this vlog, I'm going to be focusing on painting flames. Flames have always been a very difficult one for me personally. I've always tried to avoid painting flames because they just seemed a little bit daunting in terms of painting wise, but today I'm going to be painting a load of flames. It's just what happens when you pick a faction which has a lot of flames. So we're going to be doing quite a nice, simple yet effective method of painting them. So yeah, let's just get into what sort of paints we're going to be using. So today we're going to be using Ivory White from Army Painter, Moonbeam Yellow from Army Painter as well. Our red is Scarlet from Vallejo. Our orange is Trollslayer Orange from Citadel, and our black is Abaddon Black from Citadel as well. So firstly, we are going to base coat the flames with our Ivory White. I don't really think it matters which white you use, just as long as you've put a good couple of coats down, because the coverage for whites I usually find are a little poor and they can be a little bit runny, so just make sure you've got some good coverage on there with multiple coats, and make sure you get into all of those sort of hard to get places. Next up is our Moonbeam Yellow. So we're going to be using this on all the flames. Just going to go in, cover the majority of our white undercoat, and we're just going to go over with a good couple of coats. The coverage for this one is really nice. I really like the brightness of the yellow here, and this is my first time using it, so I think it's definitely going to be used a lot more often. This will give us a nice solid layer of yellow for the rest of the flame, and because it's so bright, it'll contrast the black tips which we'll be putting on at the end of it really well. Next up is the Trollslayer Orange. So we're going to apply this to our big brush, and we're going to wipe off the excess paint until there's a little bit left on it, and then we're going to start stippling. So it's kind of like dry brushing, but you're sort of pressing down onto the model and leaving those sort of impressions. So we're just going to be focusing the extremities of the flames. We don't really need to be particularly neat, which is quite nice. By stippling on the orange, we're creating depth, especially because we're being quite focused on the higher areas, so it's going to give us that three-dimensional look, which will very much sell the effect of the flame a lot more. Next up is our Scarlet. So this is a red-orange. I've had this for like years now, and it's my go-to red. So here we've just put it on the brush. We're going to continue stippling, focusing a lot more on those extreme edges. We can be messy with this because it's not going to be neat, and we don't really want it to be neat, because if it's too neat, then we're going to just be getting caught up in the idea of having to be neat. So we can be messy with this. And here again, applying it with a smaller brush, same principles applies. We hit the tips of the flames and the edges. So we're being quite messy, but I think that's one of the benefits of this method, is that it doesn't particularly punish you for being overly messy, which I quite like. Because you could go about this like with wet blending, layers and layers, and I'm sure that's a lot of fun, but for a first time doing flames, I think this method is a lot more accessible. But if you found yourself being too messy, you can just redo it, which is quite nice and very forgiving. Next is the Abaddon Black. So we're going to be hitting the very tips of the flame with this to create that sooty look. Again, we are still stippling, so it's going to look quite uneven, which is the idea. It's quite a messy flame, it's quite a smoky flame. So yeah, it just gives it that additional bit of interest. So I wanted to go with this sort of flame because like I was thinking of a green flame, maybe a blue flame, which is kind of more ethereal, which they could all work, but I was sold on this sort of really smoky flame because I felt like it represented the aesthetic of the warband I was trying to like get to, which is these sort of souls which are stuck in limbo and waiting in that first circle for their final judgment. But I'm sure that you could apply this method to be it blue or green sort of flames. Maybe for when I eventually do my Trench Ghost warband, I will do a sort of maybe like a blue version of this. So I finished painting the flames. They were a lot of fun to do. A couple of notes though. Firstly, wish I had painted the rest of the model before doing the flames, because by doing it that way, all the sort of lighting effects would have appeared sort of by accident, which would have been nice, but now I'm going to have to go over them, paint the rest of the model, and then bring in those lighting effects, which I don't mind doing. It's just something for next time. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun to paint. It's really shown me the flames aren't as hard as I thought they were. They can look really good and effective by just using sort of simple techniques, which is always a plus. And I look forward to painting them again. My Praetor and Sorcerer have been printed, I just need to get my hands on them, and then I'll be able to paint those, which will be in another vlog. Plan going forward is paint the rest of the Yoke Fiends and Wretched up, so do their bases, skin, skulls, that sort of stuff. So that'll be in another vlog, probably next week. Gonna be a little bit busy for the next good couple of days, but yeah, I'll make sure to get that out. So yeah, I hope that you've all found this helpful. Thank you for watching. I've been painting from the loam, and until next time, goodbye.